Huh?
Welcome back,
Seem to say what?
everybody, to Late Night Snack. We are here with you this evening to play a game and have some fun and chit chat and discuss and
Mm-hmm.
probably stand on a soapbox as some of us
Hey,
need to
I'm a
do.
Hey,
pro.
I don't know.
I'm a
Like we've
pro.
said, before, you never know what you're gonna get. So
You never know.
we are.
Mhm.
What is it? What is it? A Mod Podge?
Yep.
No, potpourri is what it would be called in
Potpourri,
Jeopardy.
yes.
Right.
So, I am one of your hosts, Irish Melly, along with that way, the beautiful Dewanda.
Hey,
And the
everybody.
amazing, but always losing pieces, that guy.
That's right.
Yo.
Oh,
So,
please,
did everybody bring a snack?
yeah.
Yes.
I hope everybody out there brought a snack. Tell us in the comments below what you brought for your snack or what you're eating, what you're munching on.
Well, right now we don't have
Um,
anybody here,
Why not?
which is weird. I guess we should just wait and see what happens.
Yeah,
I
just
don't
wait.
know.
Well, you're not supposed to say that.
However, I know. All right. So who wants to go first?
I'm going
Or
to shoot. I'll go first.
go first.
All right, go two snacks.
2. Hmm.
Yep.
I
I
choose you.
got some fruit smiles, and these are really cool. They actually have smiles on them.
They do.
And then I got a good old snack pack.
That's
Is
the
it
snack.
is it chocolate? What flavor is it?
We should market that.
Ah,
This one is like the double chocolate one or whatever, though.
nice.
We should market that. The official snack of Late Night Snack. The snack pack.
The snack pack.
That would actually be
Oh,
appropriate.
funny.
All right. So I have 2 because I couldn't make up my mind. So I have Reese's peanut butter cups,
Mm-hmm.
and I also have a salty snack as well, because these are my old standby, the goldfish crackers.
Yay!
But these are the flavor blasted ones,
Those are really good.
which is the only way to go, in my opinion.
That's right.
There were no goldfish crackers before Flavor Blasted.
Well, the regular ones taste like nothing now, because now
Yeah.
that I've had
You've
these,
not even had those.
yeah. Now that I've had the flavor blasted ones, the regular ones taste like nothing.
Blaming
Nice.
is all hell.
Yep.
I'm not messing with that right now.
All right, you. All right, that guy. What you got?
Okay.
Yeah.
What you got?
Chips
Oh, nice.
and jelly beans.
Ooh, jelly beans.
That's an
Yeah.
interesting combination.
A
Yeah.
little healthy, a little sweet.
All right, bees in the house.
Well, me.
Maybe.
Bees in the house. So
Well, this still one.
how's everybody been?
Good.
Tired.
Stress.
Yes.
Stressed out to the max. But we'll talk about that when it gets to me.
I guess we wouldn't be us if we weren't stressed out about something, right?
How's that? You're true.
Awesome. Hashtag adulting.
Adulting, yeah.
Boo.
Ooh,
No one wants to do that. Ain't nobody got time for that.
nope.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Nobody likes adulting. It's not fun.
Nope.
You want to go back to being a kid when you had no responsibilities.
True. True that. That's
Yep.
that was
No,
one.
that's the thing is we did, but they were the worst things in the world.
Well, yeah, back then. It's like,
We had-
oh no, I don't want to clean my room. I don't want to do this.
Wash the dishes. Put away your laundry.
Full-time job as a kid was getting yourself out of trouble.
Or
Flush
keep, yeah,
That was
toilet.
my favorite.
You
was
go.
keeping yourself out of
Close the
trouble.
door.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, keeping yourself out of trouble was a big deal when you were a kid. And that was fun. I don't see. No, take this other thing apart.
So
Cool.
as Irish Melly said, we are going to be playing a game this evening, but I'm sure we have other things to talk about as well.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
We do.
what do we want to talk about first?
Well, first off, we've got and we got an update because I got a big update. So y'all got little updates. Do you update first? Who's got an update? Anybody? And we got
Not
some
me.
news.
Everything's boring on my end right now, so
Well, that was lovely.
no, isn't it? There's not much going on my end.
But you could take some of mine. Shoot.
No. Mm-mm. I'd rather not.
We'll switch.
Mel.
No, I'm good.
You're good? Well, God, y'all are boring. Well, first off, I will. I'm going to San Diego in a couple of days.
Oh, that's
for,
right.
for a doctor's appointment, get some stuff taken care of. So I'll be there for a couple of days. Just hitting the old home turf. And while I'm there, we figured out, and I didn't even think about it because we've been so programmed because of COVID and all that. We're going to me and my nephew Maddie are going to go see the premiere of Black Widow, just like we've done for every Marvel film for years. And it's neat to be able to give him that to not break tradition. I was really happy about that. But then when I was looking for tickets, looking up tickets, I could not believe the movie slate that's coming out. It's like, you guys been following the channel, you know me. I spend a lot of time in the movie theater, especially during the summertime. And to go back to the movie theater, I always said when COVID started, I always said it would take a Marvel film to get me back into the movie theater. Well, here we are, as Marvel film.
Yep.
And so I started looking at the slate for going back to the movies, and I was like, wow, it's one of the best summers and falls of movies that we've had in a long time, because I guess everybody was holding down on their films. So we're going to give a lowdown at some stuff that's coming out in the theater to be excited about, to get people to go back out to the theater, have some fun.
I want to show everybody my spoon real quick.
Okay.
Look at this.
Check it out.
What is it?
It's a spoon.
Right on.
All right. Anyway, sorry.
Kids. Okay, so first off, I saw the YouTube thing today. I guess people still aren't. Well, it's twofold. First off, people still are a little bit hesitant to go back to the theater. Brings us back to our soapbox from weeks ago. Go get vaccinated. Go get your shot. It's there. It's available. You can go on with your life.
Hi, Blaze.
Freely
Blaze
go on back with your life.
Hi,
so
Blaze.
the predictions for Black Widow's box office is very grim, which is sad. But I'm sure that Disney and all of them have planned for that. They're also doing a platform, or their Disney Plus platform release at the same time. So Black Widow will be available on Disney Plus the same day as releasing in the theater. For the premium $29.99 or something or other. Which also hurts the box office, which I hope that's the last Marvel film that's going to do that. I mean, as easy and convenient we got used to that being, it still takes away the fun and the magic and all that going to big blockbuster films. And I, for one, am glad that I'm going to go see Black Widow in the theater before I just get back used to that.
That's my plan too.
Is to see one of the big Marvel films or something like that in the theater. Yeah, it's a must.
Both so they can make the money.
Well, see, that's the thing. You would think that, and it's doing just the opposite. It's people are not buying it on. People are not pre-ordering it on Disney Plus, and people are not buying their tickets for the movie theater either. It's like movie theaters have kind of still are in the very back seat of people's minds, and
I think
hopefully
that everybody's still scared, even though
they are. And I hope that. Well, and the TV release that doesn't help. I mean, a lot of people are like, "Well, fuck it. Why if I just see it on TV, I just pay for it on TV versus going out to the movie theater." Well, going out to the movie theater is part of the experience. It's not about just convenience. It's fun. The smells and the popcorn.
It's seeing it with a group too.
Yeah, exactly. Or like with me, I have a tradition of going.
Going with other people.
Correct. Yeah. So anyway, Black Widow kicks off the summer blockbuster season, and we'll see how well that does. Sorry for just not to do well, but it still is going to be great. Next week is Space Jam 2. which is getting a huge marketing plan around it. I mean, it's a massive marketing plan. So we'll see how that does. I've known to see Space Jam 1.
Is that LeBron again, or is that somebody else?
Same, I think. Yeah. Escape Room 2, same week. Has anybody seen Escape Room 1? Or why do I think?
Escape Room?
Yeah, the
I haven't
suspense film.
seen it, so I can't. I have
No,
not seen
I hadn't seen it either. I've seen bits and pieces, but I know it was. It got really good reviews because they didn't think it was going to do good, and it actually ended up doing really well at the box office.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it. So
that's another one that's getting up.
And I remember because it came out on my birthday.
Yep. Disney's going to release, finally release, and I think this has been like a year or so delay, the Jungle Cruise movie, which
finally
is another one of those movies that are based off a Disneyland ride, which besides Pirates of the Caribbean, I don't think any of them's done well. Haunted Mansion was a flop, which is a great movie. It's funny. Which are the ones that they've done? They haven't done Space Mountain yet.
No.
They did something around the Matterhorn.
No.
I don't remember. Anyway, so this is new Jungle Cruise.
They haven't done as many as you think, but
yeah, this is this one's been done for a while. This one's been ready to roll for quite some time. I'm surprised they didn't put it out during COVID, but it's finally being released in June. Or,
Speaking of Disney,
July 30th.
I heard through the grapevine that they officially started working on Hocus Pocus 2.
Yes, they did.
Yay!
That was announced on Halloween.
So excited. So excited.
The fans, it's going to be very interesting. We'll cover that. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens with that, because that's one of those films that has been so requested and so demanded by the fans. It's never going to live up to the hype. It's never going to live up to the hype.
Well, it's a cult.
Yeah, but they're using the same cast though. So
See,
I mean,
Bette Midler even said, Bette Midler was one of the holdoffs. So I believe she even said, we can't redo that. There's no capturing that lightning in the bottle again, and that's why they held off for so long. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. But yeah, people are really happy that they finally announced that. July 23rd is also Snake Eyes. Okay, here's the soapbox bell. You asked for one. Here we go.
What is that? Wait, what is that?
Wait, explain
Snake Eyes. Snake Eyes is the origin story for the character Snake Eyes from G.I. Joe. So it's one of the G.I. Joe franchise movies. And Snake Eyes is the one, all black. That's
why that sounded familiar. I'm like,
and who played Snake Eyes in the first two G.I. Joe movies? My baby's daddy played Snake Eyes in the first two G.I. Joe movies. Ray Park, Darth Maul played Snake Eyes, and Ray Park is not in this movie at all, or even heard of. I don't know because it's personal troubles, or they're going back younger, or whatever. But
well, that's like, look at the first two G.I. Joe movies. When they finally did the second one, they didn't even have the same cast. And
it's a mess. The G.I. Joe franchise is a mess. It's a great story, and it's a mess.
It could have been really good.
However, as much as I'm mad that Rating is not involved in this, and he originated Snake Eyes, it still looks good. The previews have been out. Marketing for it has started a little late, but Hasbro finally got the marketing stuff rolling out with it. So it should be. It's a martial arts film. They're going to the whole dojo kind of origin story that's just like from the comics with all the ninjas and stuff. So it'll be a martial arts type film. Let's go. But what is also going to be in comparison a couple months later is Shang-Chi. And Shang-Chi, for most people don't know, and Shang-Chi will become a household name now, which is what Marvel does. They take something and they make it a household name, like Guardians of the Galaxy and stuff. Shang-Chi is a superhero, Marvel comic book hero from this China-based. He has all the martial arts and everything. He has his own book. He is a character, and he's been in Avenger, the whole 9 yards. But he's very little. He's not as famous as like Captain America or whatever. That's all about to change. Shang-Chi's going to come to the spotlight. Interestingly enough, Shang-Chi is going to cross over and link with the Doctor Strange franchise and the Iron Man franchise. This is where we're going to get the story of the real Mandarin. Not that Trevor actor that played it in 3, and the real story of the 10 Rings, which is Shang-Chi's father is the Mandarin. So we'll get that whole story and why they had that actor play the Mandarin in Iron
Right.
Man. What was it? 2,
Iron
3,
Man.
3,
No,
Iron Man 3.
it was
Yeah.
3.
Trevor Fodder,
was-
yeah, Iron Man 3. So that's all going to come for us full circle for the Iron Man franchise. Wong from Doctor Strange franchise. Wong, Doctor Strange's assistant. He's in this film. So is the Abomination from the first Hulk film. Is being reintroduced in this film. So it fits right in there with the whole thing. They've changed what they're doing with the 10 rings. 10 rings are not just rings that the Mandarin wears in the comic books. They're going to be like these bracelet things, but they are super powered. They're alien powered. And they always have been in the comics. So it looks good. The second trailer is out now. They've already started the marketing pretty big for Shang-Chi, and they're going to push this movie hard. They're going to, I think they're going to put all their marketing power behind Shang-Chi, because, you know, the studios have been catering to the Chinese audience for quite some time because it's a huge percentage of the box office now, is that the Chinese audience, and this is giving them their hero, their own superhero. So, I mean, a lot of marketing, expect a lot of marketing around Shang-Chi. What else? It's a bunch of art house films. On July 23rd is Old. Oh God, I had no idea this was coming. I'm so excited about it. Old is M. Night Shyamalan's new film. And if you've not seen the trailer, it screams Night all over it. I mean, it is. I mean, you know a Night film when you see one, even a trailer. And this one just looks. It's suspense. It's camp. It's fun. It's a story about these people on an island. It almost looks like a tourist island where people go to vacation or some shit. And the kids go off into the backside. You know, people go off the backside of the cliffs and stuff and whatever in the island. And they see this dead body. And they're like, what the fuck? Oh my God, this person just died. And they go to get it inspected, or somebody comes down, look at the body, and all of a sudden the body's completely decomposed. And they're like, how does this body, how long does it take a body to decompose? And they're like, weeks. And they're like, well, she just died. And so then the trailer jumps and the kids come back from behind the cliffs and they're teenagers. And then it jumps and they're like, one of the little girls is now older and pregnant. So like these people are like aging like rapidly, like through like seconds of the thing. And they're trying to figure that out. So it's Night. It's M Night all over the place. And so if you haven't seen the trailer for Old, go check it out. It's good. So that's in a couple weeks, July 23rd. Eternals is the next Marvel film in November. Eternals, just like Shang-Chi, a lot of people don't know what the Eternals are and how significant it is to the whole Marvel universe, especially the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Eternals are a little bit of history on the Eternals. Jack Kirby, who was Stan Lee's partner, the two of them created Marvel Comics together. Jack Kirby came up with, they wanted to come up with a team, a cosmic space team that had, was colorful and many different characters with many powers and stuff. And he created the Eternals book, and at the same time he had quit Marvel Comics. There was a big fallout between Stan and Jack at that time. Went over to DC, created a whole new team for DC at the same time. That became ace, and then they finally picked up the Eternals that he did when Jack came back, and it's all confused about how that happened. But it's a very small book at the time. They didn't do a lot of reimagining of the Eternals. There's been a couple times that team has been back in comics, but they're basically the history of Marvel. They're like, you go back to like before Christ or whatever. It's the Eternals. They're the ones that started it all. They're the ones that fought the big cosmic beings that created everything that is in the universe. And I guess the focus that they're putting on this film and these characters in the Marvel Cinematic Universe is going to be absolute paramount to everything going forward. So Angelina Jolie is in this. So Salma Hayek, Kit Harington is playing Black Knight in this. You got the guy. What's the guy that played Rob Stark?
Oh God, what was his name?
So you got Rob Stark. You got John Stark in both in this film. Angelina Jolie looks fantastic in the film. So the whole team's there. Big cast, big production, and the first trailer for that is out as well. That was released months ago. That first trailer. Expect another big push for that around Shang-Chi time. We have a bunch of the new Bond film is coming out this year. No Time to Die, and that is
Uh-huh.
still Daniel Craig.
Yes, I'm
I was
very
really
excited.
surprised. I thought he was giving up Bond after Skyfall.
Nope. I think this. He decided. I think that this is his last one.
Yeah, he said that like last time too.
Which everybody knows, but it's very interesting
But
how they always work
but
Bond.
he has come out and said that he basically is doing it for the money. So
No, no. Well, people have done Bond for many different reasons, and people love their own particular generation's Bond.
I
I think
love him
Daniel
as
Craig's
Bond.
been great.
I
Um,
love, I love him as Bond.
I think the Bond franchise in England. The Bond franchise is huge. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like people are like we're just like it's like a cult, like a church
Mhm.
of the Bond film. So when you start comparing Bonds in England, you get a big old debate
Oh,
going
yeah.
on. There's been great Bonds, there's been not so great Bonds, but I think they're all Bond, and they all put their own spin
Yeah.
to it. But I was just surprised. I didn't know Daniel Craig was still doing it, so that's cool. What else we got? We have. When we get into award season, we'll talk about the art house films where they go. There's a lot. On August 12th is Respect, which I heard this was coming. I did not. Didn't remember that it was coming. I didn't know it was done. But
Right.
this is the biopic of Aretha Franklin and
Wait, who's playing the lead role?
Jennifer Hudson.
Oh.
Jennifer Hudson is playing Aretha Franklin. It looks like.
Oh my God, she's gonna wipe the floor.
I bet you the trailer is out. I gotta look it up because the marketing posters and stuff are all out. So we'll see. I'm sure it's great. Jennifer Hudson's fantastic. Sure. Yeah. I always find it interesting when people do biopics of a person that's still alive. Yeah. And I wonder if Aretha has put her stamp on this, because sometimes they approve it, sometimes they don't. So
yeah,
it's very interesting to see what's covered with this film. And then we have, here you go. On September 24th is Dear Evan Hansen.
Oh, can't wait! I cannot wait.
This will be huge for us here at this channel. Dear Evan Hansen, if you guys don't know, is the story of a teenage kid, very social outcast. A lot of phobias going into.
Mel will be back in a minute. I think she's having technical difficulties.
He's got a lot of phobias, a lot of social anxiety, and he breaks his arm in the summer before the new school year starts. And part of his therapy is to go around and ask other students to sign his cast so that he can start talking to kids and start meeting kids. And the show, the Broadway musical, it deals with him befriending another social outcast kid named Connor, who is more of a rebel, more of a kid in trouble. And that kid ends up committing suicide and is found with a letter from Evan in his pocket that Evan had written Connor's sister. And Connor had taken the letter and it was beating Evan up and about writing his sister and everything. And Evan lies to Connor's family and tells Connor's family that they were best friends to give Connor a life, to give Connor a personality, a not so troubled past, and it is a story about social anxiety. It's a story about friendship. It's a story about lies. It's a story about how far deceit can take you, how fast. The most fascinating part of this story that I find is the fact that it shows you how fast something can take off and blow up. And it's all a ruse. Like they create this whole society, for Connor and suicide and all this stuff. And all of this is based on fundamentally on a lie. And Evan, throughout the show, is not the hero. And you know that he's lying. You know that he's tormented about lying. You know that he's hurting the people around him that are lying. At the same time, he's doing so much good for this foundation and everything that's created. So it's a powerful show. Ben Platt is reprising his role as Evan Hansen. And I was shocked that Ben Platt got the role. Absolutely floored, because it's a teenage story. It's a high school story, and Ben Platt has long since outaged that.
Yeah.
And so when I saw that Ben Platt had gotten the role, I was like, "Well, how the hell are they going to do this?" You watch the trailer. it works. Well, however they de-aged him,
They de-aged
it
him.
looks great. It absolutely. He won the Tony Award for this performance. And the other shock that I was surprised that I did not know until I saw the trailer, and I may have read it somewhere, but I didn't pay attention, is Julianne Moore is playing the mother. And I was like,
Yep.
when did Julianne Moore ever sing? I was like, wow, yeah,
She can
because
sing.
that character's got a couple of great solos in that show. So the trailer's powerful. It
Yeah.
already gives you all the feels of the show. I think the movie's going to be
If you
huge.
guys have not seen the trailer, I suggest that you go and look for it. It's a great trailer.
And if you're interested and can't get to Broadway or don't see, Evan Hansen is going on tour again. It's been on tour. But if you've not seen Evan Hansen and you're interested, it's one of those few shows that's out there today that doesn't care about bootlegs. Or at least they've not made an effort to care about bootlegs, because there's a lot of different recordings of Dear Evan Hansen on YouTube now. So you can actually see great full productions of the show, even with Ben Platt in his original show just on YouTube. So it's one of those few shows that you can search and find very easily. Great show. Let's see here. So Evan Hansen, Dune. Dune is coming out October 26th. This is going to be
October?
so controversial. Yeah, October. This film is going to be so controversial in a lot of different ways, because the people that follow the Dune books and the Dune series is like a cult. I mean, these people are diehard. If you don't know anything about the Dune books, the Dune is a series of books that are epic. I mean, this is a universe that is so well thought out, that is so intensely detailed. I mean, all the way through. I mean, you've got the whole political structure, you've got the whole family structures and the dynasties and their spice trade and the backstabbing. It's a big old freaking space opera that's so politically entrenched that even for a regular moviegoer, regular living, is incredibly difficult to follow. The books are incredibly intricate to read, and the Dune iterations that we've seen film wise in the past have been, you have the Sting version, which was in the 80s, that came out, which was it was all of the Dune books, right? It was the full story.
I thought it only dealt with the first book.
No, that's this one.
Oh, okay. See,
now this is the full story. The first two movies was kind of a highlight of the series. Then you had the TV miniseries that came out, which was the full story, which I think was much better, but much more told. And then this film is only the first part, the first book. They're planning on doing a big series of this to tell the full story. Timothy Chalamet is in this. Warner, I think it's Warner. I forget what studio it is. Anyway, the studio who's behind Doom is banking everything on it. And if this first film flops because of this whole box office thing, they're in trouble. They've invested a lot of money, a lot of collateral into this doing this series. It's a huge budget series. It was supposed to come out before COVID. It was set to go. This is one of the films and one of the studios that's actually suing Warner Brothers for the whole HBO Max debacle that they promised, that all films will be released same day on HBO Max as in theater. And this is a particular film that needs the box office desperately to continue the story. So this is going to be one to follow. This is going to be one to see what happens. It's only a couple months away. What happens when this is released and how well it does or how well it does not do, and how that sets up the rest of the franchise. And so it's going to be really, really interesting. It's political behind the scenes movie buffs like me will follow from this. Timothy Chalamet looks fantastic in this film.
Right.
He plays Andretti's, right? Paul? He plays Paul, right? I believe. I forget the character's names.
I have to look it all up. I haven't.
I don't follow Doom.
I haven't followed it in a while.
My ex was a big reader of the series and all that stuff. So what I know from him, I just know how good Timothy Chalamet looks. If you don't know Timothy Chalamet, he's only one of the greatest gay icons for that film. Call Me by Your Name.
Call Me by Your Name. Yeah.
Greatest ending of a love story ever. Anyway, you have the Addams Family 2 coming out in October. the cartoon, the Adams Family 2 cartoon,
Yeah.
Hotel Transylvania 3. So there's a couple Halloween cartoons that are coming out this season. You have a film called Late Night Job. I don't know anything about. The new Ghostbusters is coming out in October. Or no, excuse me, November 11th. That is this film is called Ghostbusters Afterlife, I believe, and it was supposed to come out a couple years ago as well. In fact, they already had all the Lego had started to release all the toys, and it was crazy because right when COVID hit was right when Ghostbusters Afterlife was getting ready to hit, and then they pulled it, and then they changed all the marketing behind it, and kind of just released like vintage Ghostbusters stuff, calling it vintage Ghostbusters stuff, and it really was supposed to be for Afterlife, and it was crazy stuff. But this film is an apology for the last Ghostbusters film with the female cast because it flopped. It did horribly with Melissa McCarthy. I love that film, but this one brings back Dan Aykroyd and the original Ghostbusters crew as a true sequel to the first Ghostbusters, not the remake with Melissa McCarthy. So we'll see what I don't know if the trailer's out yet. I don't think so.
Well, let's see. Yeah, the only one who isn't coming back is Harold Ramis because he passed away, unfortunately.
Yeah. Right. Mm-hmm. So, especially a lot of Ghostbusters marketing behind this, a lot of vintage stuff, recurring. So, just Ghostbusters. Then we have a movie called Pig. Yeah, that's July 16th. That's next week. It looks like an art house film. And then, of course, drum roll, please. On December 17th, be at the theater because you know I will. Well, many, many times. It's Spider-Man No Way Home. Surprisingly, and a huge nobody saw coming. All of the marketing started for Spider-Man No Way Home this week, and came out of nowhere. It came out of toy product, and how it started. I don't think Sony and Disney were ready yet to start the marketing plan until the release of Black Widow, and I believe we're going to get the No Way Home trailer at Black Widow. It makes the most sense, unless they're holding it for Shang-Chi. They may. But I think they're going to give it to us because what happened this week was leaks of the box art for the Lego sets surfaced immediately afterwards. Funko Pop did their annual convention, and they released images of all of their products, including the No Way Home products. And then right after that, Lego officially released the sets and the products. And then following right after Lego was Marvel Legends released the first wave, or they showed images of the first wave. So we got to see the 2 new spider suits. We got confirmation from Tom Holland yesterday that Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are indeed in the film. We also got from somewhere, it wasn't Tom, but somebody let slip that Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are going to co-lead with Tom. They're not just making cameos. The 3 of them are going to be.
I thought they were just going to do cameos.
No, apparently from somebody in the studio said that they're in the film. They're co-leading the film.
I'm surprised that didn't come from Tom because he's known for.
Yeah, well, Tom's been doing really good the last couple films about not leaking or coy leaking. When they released the title for Far From Home, they made it look like a slip, but it was actually studio planned. But Tom was on one of the late night talk shows just yesterday or the day before, and he confirmed about Tobey and Andrew Garfield. So we already knew we're getting the multiverse. Loki, WandaVision and Loki set the path to open up the multiverse for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's going to fully open at the end of Loki, I believe. Going into Spider-Man No Way Home, Spider-Man No Way Home is going to blast it open. And it's so easy to tell the story of the multiverse with the Spider-Verse for that, the regular person can follow because everybody knows the Spider-Man. They know Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. They know Andrew Spider-Man.
So this is going to take us into Phase 4, is what you're saying.
We're already in Phase 4. WandaVision started Phase 4. WandaVision, Loki, everything on Disney Plus is Phase 4. And Black Widow will be the first film of Phase 4.
Okay.
Yeah, this is what this film will do. No Way Home will take us into the multiverse. It will fully blast open the multiverse and explain to everybody what the multiverse is, what they're going to do with the multiverse, and how they're going to tell that story. It sounds complicated when you're just trying to tell somebody about the multiverse, but the way at least the Spider-Verse is laid out, because you have different verses according to Marvel Comics,
Right.
and it's just different franchises telling the same story.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, in the comics, in Marvel Comics, you have the multiverse, which is what that says is there are different timelines, different universes with the same characters playing out different stories.
Right.
And depending on what timeline you're on, that's what Loki's telling the whole story about the timelines and the time variances. Depending on what timeline you're from, is depending on what story you're telling. And the Spider-Verse was the first comic to break the lines, cross the lines between multiverses. And basically other Spider-Men and other characters from the different all converged. And they had to, fight this thing. And they're like, wait a minute, you're Spider-Man. In the cartoon film that was just out, Into the Spider-Verse, kind of told that story. And that's what we're going to see in the Marvel Cinematic Universe finally with Spider-Man No Way Home. We're going to see all three Spider-Men together, all the villains from the different films together, and they're going to converge and do their thing. But Loki, Wanda kind of started the whole process in WandaVision. And Loki is going to really explain that and open those doors. We're already well on our way. Because Loki, spoiler warning, if you've not seen the last episode of Loki, Loki got banished to a New York, to a destructed New York. Because remember, he was trying to destroy New York and the Avengers. And he got banished. We thought he was dead, but he got banished to this New York that was completely decimated. And at the end of the post-credit scene, several Lokis come up to greet him. That they were all together. So Loki now is open the multiverse. We have Kid Loki there, and we have classic Loki, and they're all there with him. And that will start to explain.
Are we supposed to get more WandaVision, or did they cancel?
No, it was just the first season.
Some reason I heard that they canceled it and weren't going to finish it.
Oh, I hadn't heard that. I know Kevin Feige had originally said with the Disney Plus shows, and this was before COVID. So with the Disney Plus shows, we're supposed to be taking characters whose importance will be great in Phase 4, Phase 5, but they don't have the time to really flesh those characters out. So the original plan was to have these shows supplement the movies. And like, if you want to go learn about Falcon and how he became Captain America, go see Falcon the Winter Soldier, and you'll be able. But watching all these shows, I feel you can't watch these films without watching these shows, because these films aren't just supplementing these characters; these films are moving the plot forward.
Yeah,
and in very significant ways. Oh, I think they're all just like mini movies, all in series. We just get more Marvel movies. Interestingly enough, though, Disney did officially reveal that none of their shows on Disney Plus, none of the Star Wars ones, none of the Marvel ones, none of the Pixar ones, no show on Disney Plus is going to see a physical release at all.
Aww.
They're going to live on Disney Plus, and that's where they're going to be. We'll see if that ever changes, but you can't get Mandalorian on disc. Can't get WandaVision on disc.
We're not going to be able to get physical discs anymore.
Yeah. And
it's all going to be digital now.
Well, for the shows. But you're still going to have your collection of Blu-rays and stuff for the movies. So for the Marvel Cinematic Universe and Star Wars universe in particular, you won't have your whole story.
Right.
Because all those shows will. So we'll see the backlash that happens with that, I bet. Anyway, so that's the summer fall blockbuster films. Have fun. Go to movies. Eat some popcorn.
Yeah.
Hi.
There's a lot of them, actually. That's good.
It's a great season. It's gonna be fun. Where's Mel?
I've sent her a message. She has not answered me.
She's the one that had the hair.
I know, she's the one who had the game, so we're like kind of stuck right now.
Yeah, she's like, peace out. Yeah, I want to party. Mel, where are you?
Yes. Mel, where'd you go? I'm like, Mel, are you okay? She has not answered me, so
she's like, huh? I know.
I'm gonna add it. I'm gonna basically say she's having technical difficulties.
Well, I guess. Hopefully that's what it is.
Because she has not answered me. So
at all.
At all.
Hell.
So we may have to stream at another time.
Our show
we're
is now about movies.
That's okay. We're
So,
still giving everybody a stream, so it's
well,
all
for
right.
the channel, I will. Maybe we'll do something in the next couple of days. I'll give an update for San Diego. Oh, I don't know if they'll see.
Whatever you're in the mood for. That could be fun, though.
We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. What's gonna?
Yeah.
I'm glad that we talked about this afternoon. I am glad that I get to do some stuff like that, some fun stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because originally this was a stress trip. This was dealing with
Yeah.
something very important that I had to take care of, and to have to go back to San Diego and do that was stressful.
Right.
But it's gonna be fun. I think.
Mm-hmm.
A good time.
Well, I think we were gonna do a game, but I think we're gonna have to cut it short because
Yeah, but I don't have the game.
our game leader is no longer here, so we
Mm.
can't do it this evening, unfortunately. But we will come back next time and play another game with you guys.
The most
So
stuff on my face. Grapes and jelly beans together are great.
There you go. So on that note, we are going to bid you guys adieu, and we will see you next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Check all
Comment
them
down
boxes.
below. Check all those boxes. And we will catch you guys in the next one.
Peace out.
Take care, guys.
And we're off. We're not. We're here.
No.